Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to cut this bubble, this Asoke patches bubble, so you can see how it looks. This was what I actually came up with after sewing, so you can see how the back looks like. So I use a rope to design the back, so you can see it is a simple piece and it is a very simple and easy tutorial. As a beginner, this is a project you should try out. If you find this tutorial helpful, please hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, so this is a very simple, like I said, a very simple tutorial, and then I'm going to be using about 2 yards and some few inches of fabric. So that's what I'm going to be using for this tutorial, so you can see. So that's about 2 yards, and then maybe like 2 yards and about 12 or 13 inches. It's not up to 2.5, but the length of the fabric is very long, so you can see. So at this point I was just trying to check to look for the good side of my fabric, and by the way, I'm making use of a crepe, a very thick crepe fabric, a sample crepe. So this is the Ashoke piece I'm making use of. It's not even up to one roll, so that's what I'm going to be making use of. So if you notice, I folded my fabric. Now it is folded into four, so I was just trying to check the length. So like I said, it is about 60 inches. So this is the width of how I folded my fabric. So this is about 22 inches, which was, by the way, very okay for my across back. So the first thing I did, I measured the width of the neckline, which was 3.5, and then after measuring the width, it is folded into four, which is 3.5. So I marked it, and then the next thing, I want to come down by how deep I want my v neckline to be. So for the v neckline, I use about 7.5 inches. It depends on how deep and long you want it to be. Okay, so that's what I use for the front, and then the back one, I reduced it a little bit, so I'll show you guys later even as we go along. And then you connect that, just connect it to the points to form a V looking like this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I want to come to this end part of my sleeve. I came down with about 1.5 inches thereabout, and then I'm going to connect it. So I'm connecting it. So what I'm doing, basically what I'm doing now, is for my shoulder slope. So I connected it and then just marked it in this way. The next thing I want to do, I want to create my sleeve opening. So for the sleeve opening, I used about 10 inches, between 9 and 10 inches thereabout. So you can use 15, you can use 10, depends on how wide you want it to be. You can use 8, so it depends. Okay, and then I marked it, and then the next thing, I want to reduce my boobu, the side of my boobu, a little bit. So on this part, I just came and then measured about 20 inches thereabout, you understand. But for this, if you don't want to reduce your boobu, if you want your boobu to be wide, you're just going to mark that point, just mark it down. But for this, I wanted it to be a little bit, not to be too big, so I just measured about 20 inches and then just curved it and connected it to that point where my curve, that the curve of the sleeve is, and then just marked it down, so it is a straight piece bubble. So the next thing I did was to just cut that out. Okay, so just cut it out. If you want your bubble, if it is all those kind of bubble like a cow bubble, the what you are going to do is that the down is going to be smaller, and then this top part, that's this armhole side, will be wider. So that's just the difference if you're making a cow bubble. And then I trimmed out that part, that's the shoulder, and then open up everything. And then for the neckline, I cut the back and the front the same first initially, and then the next thing I want to do, I took out my piece, as I just trying to double check the neckline, and then took out one piece because they are cut together. I pick out one piece I'm going to use for the front, and then the other piece is going to be for the back. So the one for the back, I actually want it to be deeper. That's, I want my neckline for the back to be deeper, so I just came down with about half of an inch Actually, I did not want it to be too deep so that my brow will not be showing, so that was why. So if you notice, you can see the way I'm going to be cutting it. I'm just cutting it down, not width. That's, I did not increase it, so that's it for the back piece. I checked it on my shoulders, it was okay, so that's good. So this is going to be my back piece, and then the other piece is going to be my front piece. So before I continue, I want to cut out a facing. So in cutting out a facing, so when you are doing this kind of dress, just make use of a facing instead of a bias binding. But if you are not going to be putting any rope at the back, you can use bias binding. But like I always say, facing actually makes your work look more professional and neat than a bias binding. It's not that bias is bad, no, it's not bad at all. Once you know how to turn it properly, that's fine. So I folded my fabric into about 10 inches thereabout, and then I folded it into two and then cut. So I placed this one on the other fabric, so I want to use it to cut the front. So I found out that my fabric at that point, it was not too big again, so I just had to make use of what I had left. The first one I cut was actually longer, and then the second one is not as deep as the first one, so I just cut it out anyway. The next thing, I am going to take my piece, and then I'm going to start cutting my ashoke. So for the ashoke, I want the width of the ashoke, you can actually eyeball it. I wanted the width of the ashoke to be like 10, between 10 inches, because I'm going to fold the edges of my ashoke. Okay, so what I did at the end, after measuring the width that I wanted, I folded it. As I folded my ashoke, I got a little bit of extra, like the extra was too much, it was not up to one, so I had to just fold the ashoke into equal parts. So after folding after folding into equal parts, I got like 6 pieces. Okay, if you are using a full ashoke, you might get up to 8 pieces coming out from it. So after everything, I got 6, which was still okay. The next thing, I took it to the ironing table and then folded the edge, just the two side of the edge. The other edge is the ashoke edge that is already locked in, so you don't need to fold that part, it's just the side. So I folded that in, and then the next thing I want to do is for me to place my dress, that's the bubu, on the table, and then I'm going to pin all of these ashoke in. So you have to pin them and see how it looks before you start sewing, and then check the distance. So for this, I actually did not use any actual measurement, I was just eyeballing it. Okay, so you can decide to measure your own, is okay. So I was just trying to use my, just eyeballing it and checking, okay, this from here to here, and then I placed the second one, I checked it, I pinned it down. So that was what I did. At this point, initially I was bending and arranging, bending and arranging, and then later I later got how beautiful I wanted it to be. You can make it a little bit straight, you can make it slanted, you can make it run straight on the side, so it depends. Mine came almost across to the front of my bubu. Okay, so at this point, after everything, after pinning, I saw that it was okay, so I decided to double pin it. That's just like pin the second part down, because when you are sewing it, you don't want it to shake or shift, or else it's not going to look good. Please, if you find this video helpful at this point, like this video, I would really appreciate that. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. So at this point, I now brought it to the sewing machine, and then I am sewing all of the edges. I'm just like basically sewing the whole edges down. So that's it. Make sure it is laid flat, please. If it does not lay flat, it's going to give you problem and it's going to make your work very tacky. So make sure that it is laid flat. So that is why you saw that I pinned it both up and down, to make sure that it is laying flat. So like I said, this is a very good beginners project. As a beginner that is coming into the sewing space, these are projects, things that you can do for yourself, and then you'll be having beautiful dresses with time, as you just be using yourself as your own model, make fine dresses for yourself, wear them, rock them to church, to mosque, to wherever. So after everything, this is how it looks. I finished stitching it down, everything laid flat. So the next thing, I'm going to turn the neckline. There was one I did, that one was not straight, I had to loosen it and did it again. So this is my rope. So this kind of bubu, this trendy bubu, you can do it in two ways. You can decide to use a rope or you use a strap. So it depends on what you want. So mine, I like the rope part. So that was why I did the rope. So the next thing, I just want to illustrate in case you want to make use of a strap. So all you're going to do is just cut your strap straight and then fold your fabric, sew it and then turn it, iron it out flat straight, and then you have something looking like this. Okay, even though this is not sewn, but I'm just using this for illustration purpose. So if you want to register for my classes, you can see my numbers on the screen. And here also we're starting a community. I'm going to be hosting a community, and then if you want to join, you can send me a message. In that community, you'll be able to ask questions, you'll be able to bring two illustration a month to, like, okay, teach me how to sew this. So it's just a community of tailors that I'm trying to create and gather. So I am still working on it. I'm just saying it now so that you people will know. And it is not a free community, it is a paid community, but the price is a very small amount. It's about $2, $2.50. So it's a small amount. So it's not something that will kill anybody if you are serious. So this was after turning my facings and my neckline. I just turned it and then I'm pinning it right now. I trimmed it. Okay, after everything, I just trimmed it so you can see how I trimmed it out. And trimmed it. So I just trimmed it to be like maybe like 2 inches on the sides and trim it down and then pin it. So I'm going to actually use my hemming gun because I want it to be neat. So as I was teaching, I left a little space so for that strap. So that's the space. I did not stitch it finish. My grammar. So I'll push my rope inside and then push the rope on this other side. So if you're using a strap also, you can push your strap inside, and then after everything you can just stitch it. Okay, and then that's like complete the stitch. That's it, complete the stitch, just stitch it, and then you have something looking like this. If it is the straight strap, still do the same thing. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my sleeve together. That's just add them, join the front to the back, and then I'm going to stitch it on the side and then stitch the shoulder. After everything, this is my sleeve looking like this. So I had a little bit of Asoke left from some pieces, so I just had to use it to turn the sleeve. So after everything, this is it. You can see it is a trendy bubu and it looks good. You can see it is beautiful on me rocking it. And then, like I said, please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so, register for my online classes, register for my community, send me a message that you want to be member